Anyways, folks, we are live, and I guess it goes without saying, pretty much anybody who knows this, the 10 people that watch this damn thing already know, I guess, that Dana's passed away, so we're just pretty much mourning it at the moment. If we get to topics today, we do. If not, we'll put them off for a couple weeks. Anyways, there we go. There's the formal introduction, folks. Yeah, it was just such a strange morning, Gabs. You know what I mean? Like, I had people come to me quietly, privately, that don't want to express things, publicly. Then you got all the, like, my Facebook timeline. I couldn't get away from it, It was horrendous, dude. As much as I wanted to, I couldn't. Where did Leanna go, anyways? We lost her. Wasn't she in here briefly?
Leanna's just been boo-hooing.
She left. Why?
Yeah, anywhere I went today, it was just full of that. And I was talking to Steve Garanser privately, and he was one of the people just, he's not interested. He doesn't like, he's had a lot of deaths recently, so, the public thing's not something he wants to do. We were talking, and I'm the same way, you know what I mean? I'm sure as with all people, death brings up the thought of other loved ones that have died, and it kind of, you revisit that every time someone passes. And so, but, being the dojo, and, I had to kind of stick my face out there today, and I don't like doing it, to be honest.
Hi, Bill.
Hello.
Good day, Bill.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm
No worries.
Gotta refresh.
I liked your photo. Was it who shared the photo bombing? That was Leanna, wasn't it?
That was Leanna, yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, that was, I think it was at the one in Seattle.
SMX After Dark is the name of the picture, so.
Oh, well, she was dancing with the guy in the fish tank. I remember that photo. So that must have been related to that. She was dancing outside of the fish tank with him. It was something she posted a few years back. It was cute. Yeah, it was cute.
I enjoyed that one.
It was high-spirited.
Well, yeah, I don't know. She was one of the people that when, we all used to just sort of hang out and Skype, and we had an informal group. And it was like James and Terry and Aaron and Justin and a handful of other people. And they were the ones at the time that were like, hey, let's start a community. And that's kind of where the dojo came from. So she was always kind of a mother to the group.
Yeah, definitely. Always had great advice.
Oh, I think it was you that were saying to me earlier that, you never heard a bad thing come from her. And that's kind of true. And you don't know too many people like that in life.
No.
Certainly not me.
Yeah, she always had a lot of great wisdom to share. I'd be kind of a hot mess here and there, and she'd kind of help reel me back in. I always had a lot of love for Dana. She's just a great person.
It seemed to me, from what little I knew of her, that she lived her life fully and she lived it well. So, we celebrate that, It
was funny watching all the stuff all day long and interacting and whatever. It came across my mind that we don't talk enough about each other while we're alive, like this.
No, we don't.
I felt like writing a post saying, name 5 people and write what you would say if they died tomorrow. Because it's funny that I don't think, a lot of times we actually, there was the one girl, I forget who it was, that, she had tried to call Dana and missed her and this and that and forgot to call back, and she was lamenting it. And stories like that today were getting to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like writing a post and picking 5 people I'm closest to and what I would say to them now if they died tomorrow, just so I could.
Turn it into a song.
Oh.
That'd be really cool, actually.
I didn't know if it was, over the top. That was a bit much. I was going to write something for the dojo blog, but there's just no way, dude. Every time I started looking back at the old chats and different postings of hers, and, maybe over the weekend or something, but not right now.
Yeah, a little too fresh.
Oh, way too fresh, dude.
I'm going through her Flickr account, and oh my God, you should see how many pictures there are of just people in the industry. I mean, she knew hundreds, if not thousands, of people.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful pictures, by the way. Here, let me share that with you. I'm already on page 4, but you guys can go back. Just some amazing, amazing pictures.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't have much family, so my Facebook timeline is mostly industry people. So this morning and all of, this after, it's just been, like I said to my wife, she's sitting there feeding me aspirin from getting a headache from crying, and eventually I just had to turn, I was talking, I think it was Melissa Fatch on Twitter, and she was just like, walk away, and I was like, okay, yeah, I got you, because yeah, it was just everywhere, so it's hard to avoid. For sure, liking the beard, Dan. Looking very majestic, buddy.
Yeah, it is a very majestic beard. I don't feel super majestic today.
You're looking kind of Stephen King-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
today's been real
there's this thing that's been going around on Facebook where it's tell me how we met and leave one word. So I don't know how many times. I mean, over and over you see Dana is how people met.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, some of the folks in the dojo saw it, I guess, at midnight or somewhere on that last night, and they had posted, but I wasn't looking. I found out around 6 this morning when I hit my computer, and that was it. My day was done. I literally emailed my clients and said, one of my, people someone that I respect has died, and I'm done for the day. Unless you got an emergency, don't bother emailing me.
I think a lot of us are junked right now. It just, yeah, don't even know what to say.
Well, you gotta say something, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I started going back to old conversations and things way back at the beginning on the trail and stuff. Yeah, it's all gone now. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, you got to realize these events, if they have any kind of positive spin, it's like I was saying earlier. Start thinking about the people that are still alive.
Yeah.
Focus on that more, and remember that getting angry and frustrated really isn't worth it most days. So
I think it's a good idea.
we're gonna do something with it.
Well, you never know what's going to happen one day to the next. It could be any of us, and
Yeah.
and there'd be things that you wish you might have shared. How much you appreciate them, how much you care for them. It just reminds you that how mortal we are, and how life can be very unpredictable.
Well, again, like I was saying earlier, I think so many times for me at least, it starts to bring back other times you've lost someone you cared about. So, days like today, I start thinking about my mom and my dad and other people I've lost, and that same sort of pain piles up, and you get that. I think that's what kind of crashed me earlier, was it all just went bam.
Yeah, that's
one more
definitely
time.
been. That's definitely been part of it for me too, because I just very, very, very recently lost my grandfather, and of course, I mean, in and of herself, Dana was, someone that was important to me. Even though it's been a long time since I've talked to her, like I said, she helped me a lot when I needed it the most. But yeah, you're right. It does bring back those feelings, and it's hard. It's definitely hard. I mean, I'm not one to show a lot of emotion, but it's had me choked up a lot.
And sadly, I just hang around with a lot of SEOs that are we're becoming the old people now, and so I get the feeling we'll be doing this a lot over the years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, when the guy from freaking Webmaster World died last year. Was it last year or the year before?
Ted?
Ted. Yeah, Ted Ewell. I was sitting at the local pub here, and I get this phone call, and it's, I guess, his sort of executor as far as the SEO world went, and apparently he had a list of people he wanted emailed when he died and stuff, and for some reason Ted had me on that list. And so I'm literally sitting there and got a call sitting in the bar, and he tells me Ted's dead, and he's in charge of calling all the people and stuff like that. So, that one freaked me out too. But again, I'm 50 shortly here, so I get the feeling we're going to be seeing more of this as we go on. So.
Well, there's a very good friend of mine who had a huge Blog Talk Radio presence and was really big on Facebook, and she died in November, right before Thanksgiving in 2010, and there was a similar outpouring, from all of those who knew her, because she really was well known and well liked. But you know what, age. But Dana was so young, she wasn't supposed to go that young. Nobody is. He was what, in her early 40s?
Actually, I want to say she was more like 46, 47.
That's still too young.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, considering I'm 55, I mean, she was a pup.
Well, yeah, we obviously it was an old age you got her, right? So.
Yeah. I feel bad for her husband. But what he wrote this morning on Facebook was so touching.
Oh,
I know,
man.
right? He's
Wow.
such a sweet guy. Have you guys met him? Any of you?
Nah.
Oh, wow.
No,
What an amazing guy. Now I know, because when I first saw him, I thought, what is Dana doing with him? Because he's so quiet. He's so demure. You know what I mean? Considering her just more bigger than life personality. But then you chat with him and you see how he's just, amazing. Just an amazing, amazing person, and why she fell in love with him. Totally, totally got it.
Oh, Justin better drag his goddamn ass in. She listed his sorry ass in her thank you post. Hello, Christy.
Hi.
How are you? Well, that's a stupid question. I'm not going to ask that anymore today, guys. By the way.
No, not a good idea, but
I'm sorry. That greeting is gone today, man.
yeah. I've talked to a few different people who knew Dana and interacted with her quite a bit, and I said, hey, we're going to be doing the dojo and have a little memorial for her, and they're like, they've said there's just no way that they could even begin to talk. They're just so overwhelmed,
Well, I was even talking with Alan earlier, and he was telling me, when Dana was with us and hanging out with us, and how much she liked it. She used to tell him all the time. And,
yeah.
So, again, she was always an endless promoter as well. Like, if she believed, if she believed in you, she'd be, if you lost your job tomorrow and you were looking for one, she'd be one of the people. Forget headhunters. I just go to Dana and go, hey, by the way, I'm looking. She'd have it out there everywhere. They'd be all over the place within 12 hours. So.
Yeah.
But that's what you get when you're respected by so many people. You know what I mean? The old concept of not burning bridges comes. If you want to give an example, you can use her. Because she never burned bridges, and so they're always open. So she had a million avenues to travel on.
I think respected's an understatement. I think a lot of us just flat out loved her. Just an amazing woman.
Right. It makes me want to get a hold of Deborah tomorrow because her and Deborah were like always those positive people that were kept everyone calm when you're freaking out. Like the mother hens of the group. An eye on us when we're losing it.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Leanna.
Hi, sorry to hear about Dana Lookadoo. I only spoke to her a couple of times, but she was a nice lady when I did. So I hope you're all keeping well.
Thank you, Hugo. Yeah, we're all right. It's been a rough kind of morning. Dan's face is feeling about the same as mine. A lot of tears early on, and I was talking to Steve Plunkett. I was like, no, it wasn't Steve. I was talking to Alan. And I was moving on to anger. I just want to go and break something in the house. I was like, I was going through the stages quickly.
Yeah.
No, Leanna's still.
Yeah, well, she was obviously very highly regarded because there's quite a big outpouring of grief online. So, yeah. But that's good, It's sad when people. She obviously was quite a fighter, but it's very sad that she had to spend the last couple of years fighting to get better, and then she passed away. Yeah, it's a shame that she didn't, get completely healed up and better.
Yeah. Again, I don't know what I want to say since we are actually on the air and stuff, just trying to pay a tribute, but definitely go back through the Skype chat room there. Alan was sharing some things that as far as I'm concerned, put a different face on it. And for those of you who've been in the room today that I brought back and we've been watching, here, actually, I'll just repost it, and you'll get the idea of why there is a sense of probably a good thing to this, if you could call it that. I don't even know, but again, I don't know how private this information is, so I'm not going to do that on air.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna go float around.
Hmm?
I'm gonna go float around.
Where?
Right there. Oh, Terry's by herself sitting outside drinking. I'll call it well. I don't want it ring. I mean, there's alcohol, so the number shows up in the log, so you can call and figure it out.
Almost there, folks.
Okay. Maybe.
Okay, here, I'm going to post this in the Dojo chat room here, folks. Hold on, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Sorry to be so cloak and dagger, anyone watching, which isn't many of you anyway, so there. And that's because you were with me when that happened, Gabs. And that, that was because she knew ahead of time or whatever. So living like that, I'm sure it added on to the pain and everything else, I can see why that's a positive thing in a way.
I just had no idea it was so bad. I mean, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, and that's what she was, though. She told.
It just, I sobbed.
She told Alan and everyone else to keep a lid on it because she didn't want us worrying about her, and that's the way she was, right? That's awesome and beautiful in its own way. That she didn't want everyone to know how bad it was because she didn't want us needlessly, worrying about her. That just kind of speaks to the woman, doesn't it? So,
yeah.
So.
I say, unselfish to the end, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'm pretty sure if I was in that situation, I'd be the same. If there's nothing you guys can do, I don't really want the, it's not really pity. It's just don't get down. Like to her, it's more of did it ruin your day at work? Like today, she ruined my day at work. I'm sorry, Dana, but you did.
Well, she would probably kick our butts right now,
Yeah, I debated. My wife was barking at me earlier on how to deal with this all today, and I was, I was like. And she did bring that. She was like, Dana wouldn't want you, because I was going to cancel the hangout altogether. And so my wife gave me that angle, and I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll go do it. Yeah, because and none of you are making it easy because most of y'all are just being quiet dealing with it.
Yeah, it's a little difficult.
And my wife assured me that people might want to talk about this today. So here we go.
Yeah. Well, and reading the story her husband shared on updates about Dana, that was beautiful. That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever read. I mean, his love for her and how they met, that's just awesome.
Kevin's having some issues.
She was always very. As I said, I didn't know her very well. I only spoke to her a couple of times, but she was always a very positive and encouraging person. I must say, if you had something to say, she'd always be kind of, motivating you on, and she wasn't like negative about anything. She always seemed to see. It's a very good trait in people because all of us, we can all be down in the dumps, and everybody can be negative and not always what they might seem to be. But she was one person, I must say, always seemed to be kind of like looking on the bright side. Yeah.
Well, or even at that old, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So
right.
She was in I'm sure she had bad moods and bad days like all of us, but she just avoided talking. She didn't open her mouth on those days. So.
Yeah, I know you. She kept it to herself. Yeah.
Yeah. Better than I do.
Yeah, your same year as us. The year of the fire horse can't help that. We're just the way we are.
But that's what keeps life random. Again, I have to go back to days like this to help me find value in life and a reason for tomorrow, which is the people around me and those that I love. And you don't know when someone's going, so it just refreshes that, brings that back in your mind. And that's I got to think positively and take something from it.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Alan privately this morning, and it's 6:30 or whatever, and we were lamenting the whole a good person that didn't deserve it to have life cut short and so on and so on. We were talking that kind of stuff. Death doesn't play favorites. So.
Well, of course, Alan was very close. They were like best buddies, yeah.
Yeah. He was down there a lot supporting, and he's had to live with this information since Monday. So.
Wow.
Most of us just got it today, and he's been living with it for a while. Until her husband decided to make it public, etc.
Actually, he's known about this for a few months.
No, he knew about her dying, but she actually passed away on Monday.
Oh, right. Well, because a lot of us knew she was sick, and she wasn't doing well, and she was going to probably be a quadriplegic for the rest of her life, but I had no idea the woman was dying. I mean, zero. As a matter of fact, Leanne and I kept trying to, get together to drive up to go for a visit. I mean, we were clueless.
Which is good. That's the way she wanted it. So job well done again.
Yeah.
She accomplished what she wanted to. Yeah, it's shitty. When one of us older folks dies at like 80, still bitching about SEO, then fine. I'll be like, great life, Phil. You did well, highlighting his best posts ever, whatever. But yeah, when we go young, it sucks. Yeah, we'll get there, Bill. I'm telling you, man. We'll all be sitting there, beating Michael Martinez with a cane, going, "Shut up, you crappy old bastard!" We'll come down to that.
Yeah, I thought we were getting there already.
Yeah, Bill will be on his deathbed. He will say, "No, guys, come on, guys, just gotta get one more post about this upcoming patent before."
No, I'm actually waiting for when Bill actually gets to senile dementia and his reporting goes all wonky. That's when we're no longer able to comprehend the patents. That's when it becomes funny. But, yeah. That part is, if we're not all retired by then, we haven't been doing this work properly.
Yeah, when he starts writing about Edison's patents, that's when we know. gotta.
I like this young whippersnapper. He's got a few good ideas.
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that's funny. I start thinking about a lot of my friends in SEO and what their ages are, and well, I'll leave it at this. But Dan, when you were sick a while back, you were the same as Dana. You didn't want anyone to know, and you went through that quite quietly, right? Oh, did we lose Dan?
Maybe.
Oh, it looks that way. It looks like everyone froze up, to be honest. Oh, no, Gab's moving. Everyone move your head.
I'm still here with you.
Oh, Dan's in and out. Oh, now he's back. Hello, Dan.
Yeah, it's sad to say, but at 38 years old, I'm the baby of the group, or one of the babies of the group.
Yeah, I would imagine. I'm not polling for ages, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm young at 49 around my people.
You? Who's 38?
I am.
James.
James. Yeah, you're a young'un, yeah. I'm 49 though, James. People don't believe me, but I am 49.
When's the big 5-0?
Just a bit shortly after you, David. March 29.
All right, yeah, March 2nd. I'll be there. We'll have a big. We'll get a couple of sports cars and get well into our midlife crisis, and we'll go out somewhere.
That's it.
I'll beat you both of you to it. So I'll test drive the cars for you.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I got a sports car. I got a 6-seat sports car, Honda iVTEC. They're good engines. They like to be thrashed. Proper engines. Yeah, that's my sport. It's my family sports car. That's what I tell the mechanic. 6-seat Ferrari.
I hate to do it, Dan, but you're looking like I'm feeling this morning. So you're having a rough one too, are you?
Who?
I was getting ready to go to bed last night, turn off Skype, and one more message comes in. That's I should turn Skype off earlier or something.
Yeah.
It's just been since
Yeah,
then.
I'm with you. I probably would have got a lot less sleep last night if I'd actually looked at my Skype at midnight. So I'm glad and I don't mean it facetiously, but I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, push notifications aren't always good. So
No, apparently not.
there you go.
Yeah, I got up at 6 and found it this morning.
In fact, when's the last time I heard something good on a push notification? I think I'm turning them things off.
So I assume you spent time with Dana as well over the years.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 2 very long years, huh? Since
Yeah.
that last PubCon.
All right, I want to start crying again. But
Whatever, dude. Go ahead, man. I've been doing it all day, and from the looks of fucking Danny's not doing much better. So.
now, up until about 10 minutes ago, I just finally stopped about 10 minutes ago. So
I just started sucking back rum. I'll be honest.
I haven't. I need to, but yeah. Actually, hang on.
Right back. Just had to hold it together for this.
I'll be back. I don't want to rudely disappear. I'm just gonna pop outside for my smoke, and then I'm gonna grab a drink as well on the way back. So I'm gonna come back in a few minutes. I don't smoke in the house because it's not good for the children.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely not.
But I'll be back. I'm gonna go and say hello to the farm animals outside. But I'll be back.
Kevin, you made it finally.
Steve, pass that over, dude.
All right. Yeah. No, I got my own rum. Anyway, so
No,
it was. Although she passed on Monday, you know what I mean. The news really came out today without, like I said, Alan knew about this news, but it came out today, and I thought it was apropos, and I just couldn't continue on with the scheduled programming. In the sense that you remember back in the day at Gabs when she was always in the Friday chats, and if I didn't we'd always talk privately beforehand, and I'd say, listen, I ain't got a lot of talking points here, so and then she would always pipe up and ask questions, or if we had a guest in there or something, she was always driving it forward. You know what I mean?
She was definitely a driving force for the dojo. I remember.
Oh,
I mean, for anybody, anytime you went to a conference, if you had any kind of trepidation or you were nervous, or I always looked for Dana, and there she was, that big old smiling face, that little dynamite thing, tiny little thing, but I mean, so full of energy. It was just amazing. For as small as she was, what was she, like 5'3"?
Yeah.
She was this big, but full of energy, and just kept everybody, on the straight and narrow. Always. Always.
Yeah. End of the day, I wrote some stuff, but it was really the dojo that started filling out my career and stuff, and she was part of her and 2 other people were responsible for pushing me into that, because we had this little group of people that she thought we should turn into a community, and so all this is here because of her. And through that, most of the contacts, most of the work, and most of the opportunities I've ever had are through the dojo. So by extension, you know what I mean, she was a seriously big part of my career.
She was head minion, and you were a minion.
Remember? Well, she was like the mother hen back then, you know what I mean? When everyone was having a bad day, she'd keep everyone in line and bring sunshine into clouded rooms when we were all sitting talking. So.
No, she was head minion. There was 25 of us at the time, and we were all minions, and 13 of them started the dojo, right? Didn't that
man.
Story or something like that? Anyways, but no, just Dana's just. Yeah, I mean, half of the stuff we have in SEO wouldn't have happened if she wasn't here. It's very, very sad that it's one of the pioneers of people. And yes, she was a wonderful person, but she also had a very good brain, and she was intelligent and stimulated. And
I was sitting on her blog reading earlier today, actually. Instead of the Facebook posts and everything else started getting way too much for me, so I just went back to Yo-Yo SEO and her, and started reading stuff and. Listening to her talk again, basically. I even went back to she had done some podcasts with us 4 or 5 whatever years ago, and went back and listened to those again. It was all just, again, I was punishing myself. Apparently, I'm a bit of a masochist in it. Kevin, how's it going, man?
It's good. The mic here, I'm sitting at my desk. I don't have a lot of privacy. That's what I just said. So, I'm just in the listening mode.
Dude, your eyes are looking like me and Dan as well, so no worries. You're not alone there. And I know Steve's been shedding way too many fucking tears today. So
Man, that is the understatement of the day. But I'm so far. I thought I was going to come out here and like blather like an idiot and just cry and cry and cry. But so far, so good.
dude, you have no idea how hard it was to even start this thing today. You know, I knew for sure I wasn't sticking to the topic matter, but just being able to sit here without falling apart like I've been doing all morning was a huge thing. Dude. You know, I just had to, but it had to be done. You know, she was such a big part of the dojo, so. You know.
Still beats the hell out of talking about LSI.
Well, we're gonna have to save that for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Screaming Frog's in next Friday because they have to meet so. We'll have to reschedule the actual topic for 2 weeks from now. Because yeah, I was supposed to get up this morning, make my notes, and get all my shit prepared, but believe me, that went to shit real quick. So.
I got my deck done for my 1 o'clock. That was amazing.
Congrats, man. I emailed my
Oh my
clients
God!
this morning.
It sounded like you said you got your dick done. I was like,
Being wax job, is that what they call that?
I'm glad I'm not the only one that heard that.
good.
Deck, people here.
Sorry, man. What a big deck you have.
I'm working. I don't think like that. Deck.
Right.
Deck. See, deck.
We got you.
Deck.
There you go. What was that? Google? Hold on. Google is on a mission. Oh my God, what are you doing?
That really looks like a very large white deck there.
It's got a good tan.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Well, as the old joke goes, Dan, why do you think? Oh no, I'm not even going there. Forget it.
Yeah, right.
No, it's public. I'm not going there.
Yeah, might want to do that in private.
Yeah, we have to behave. Dana would like us to behave.
I doubt that, but okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, she would be the first person to tell us we needed to behave.
Only when on the air and only when in public.
Yeah.
You know, in a private setting.
You know, she was the only person ever to violate the blog rule. They got away with it. You know what I'm talking about, Gabs? You there? Did Gabby leave?
Looks like it.
Yeah, Gabs isn't sitting there, man. You're talking to an empty chair. Oh, now we lost him. Anyways, Kevin, any stories to share, sir? I know I saw you on Facebook, so you might as well put it down on for the record.
Oh, just the. Yeah, no, my absolute favorite one was what I put in Facebook was the fact that I, after 09, ran into her at whatever restaurant we were at before Advanced, and Tony, man, I always butcher everybody's last name.
Tony Vera?
Yeah, was there, and Dana turned around, and I was like, I didn't think you remembered me. And she goes, of course I remembered you. You're my friend. I only get to see you once or twice a year. And that's the best way that I can sum her up.
Who was it? Someone today had a phrase which was something along the lines of,
I don't think so.
To Dana, everyone's a friend that she hasn't met yet, or something along those lines. I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, no, I saw it too, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it hit me harder than I like. Schizo and Cook texted me last night at 12:30 my time, local time, and told me, and then that sent us down the road we went on, and so it was nice. I'm glad you did this because it was good to. You and I don't interact that much. Just we're both busy, and I work at an agency now, and not sitting at home and having more free time to go to speak.
You know, well, that's two conversations I've had today. One was that I thank God I work in the home office because there's no way I could function today. And
yeah, but it was good to have that back and forth. So I just wanted to pop in, say hi to everybody, and but I'm probably gonna roll now just because.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
don't
no
feel
worries, man.
if
Like
I'm
I
sick.
said, it's been one fuck of a day. I've been a fucking volunteers from 6 till noon, and you know, both her and Tony were dojo members and friends of ours for years. You know, I mean, you'd wake up in the morning and have a coffee and talk to them. You know, like we were saying earlier, I think all I've really taken from anything at this point is to have more value for the people that are around me still. Not, and remind myself that it can end at any moment. You know, you got, that's all I can think of it.
Well, and it's one of those weird curses of social media where everybody is so far away, yet it feels like we're right here, right now, whenever we need to be. And it does help that I know everybody's not going, but in 2 weeks it'll be good to be at PubCon and see people that I don't want to wait longer to see. So everybody have a good one. I gotta roll.
All right, man.
Take care, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in, Kev. Oh, yes.
Well, here I'll raise a Copperberg to Dana Lookadoo.
Well, certainly I'm with you there, and the next time I'm outdoors, I'll pour one in the dirt. So.
Yeah.
I was just outside watching the sun go down.
I'll keep in touch with Alan and whatever they decide to do at the moment. I think there's talk of a scholarship or something along those lines. So, you know, when I find out, I'll send an email out to everyone. Post it all over the place.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah. I don't know, James. You know, you were talking earlier, and my wife's been doing this to me all day while I've been falling apart. I think all you can focus on is what, you know, she wouldn't want us to all fucking fall apart. So.
No, she'd be kicking our butts right now, that's for sure. But
I'm happy I'm not Alan. I'm happy I didn't have to deal with this since Monday. You know, Friday's not so bad. I canceled all my work today, and I'm gonna take the weekend to go through it. And thank God for that. Timing is nice. I appreciate it. Yeah. Like I was telling you earlier, man, I can't even think about writing anything at this point. Like, everyone was writing articles today, and I know Barry Adams did, and, you know, he knew her, and, you know, there was one on Moz, that's, you know, all over the place. But I couldn't even there's no way, man. I couldn't even see the screen. You're like,
yeah.
I can't see shit. So I'll have to, you know. Just like, even this morning, I went back and listened to a podcast we did with her, and I started looking at some of the old Friday chats when she was taking part of them, when they were text on Skype and stuff. I was like, okay, I got to stop doing this.
Well, I mean, it says a lot that, you know.
All right, Bill.
I'll see you guys.
Did you have at least one story to share before you go?
You know, I never had the opportunity to meet Dana in person. I did get to exchange some words with her through social media, through forums and so on, but never met her in person. I regret that. She did help a lot of people in the industry.
Yeah, she was always great for you know, introducing people to other people and so on. And I've never met her in person either, because I'm up in Canada and I'm locked in my house with a panic anxiety disorder, so I don't get out. So I never met her in person, but I talked to her every day for years. You know what I mean? You wake up in the morning, hi Dana, because I'm a morning person and most people aren't morning person. I've learned, you know, my whole family hates me. Hello, and she was always like that, like bright and cheery any hour of the day, man. So.
I went to an SES in 2005 with some people I worked with, and we got there. I started meeting people, introducing myself, talking to people, and they looked at me and said, "Bill, how do you know all these people?" I said, "I've known all these people online for years. I just never met them in person yet."
And that's it, you know. I literally talk to more people in the industry like you, and if it's Hangouts or, you know, messages or whatever, these people I feel I know better than anyone in my local area. You know, I mean, well, you just moved, so you might have that same thing, but you know, I live in a small town, and in my town, people say, "What do you do?" I'm in the country, so they're all farmers. So the best I come up with is I work on the internet. So everyone I know online are my close friends, the ones I talk to, you know, about life and problems and whatever. So my online friends are far closer to me than any other ones I have. So.
It's part of why I moved out here to California, because I was surrounded by farm fields and horse pastures in Virginia, and not a whole lot more. I couldn't go to meetups, too many meetups, because they were all like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive away.
That's definitely the case here in West Virginia. You're not close to anything, but I still wouldn't live anywhere else. I love it here, but you know, I do. Almost all my friends are online. I have a few local friends, but I spend more time with you guys than I do with anyone.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, thank you for dropping in anyways.
Well, it was good seeing y'all.
Love you, man.
Good
Cheers,
seeing
Bill.
you, Bill.
Go eat some more fish.
We'll do that, definitely.
All right, hold on. I have to let Terry know it's safe to come in now.
So James, you must be you're how you keep you're keeping well, sort of settling in now. Now you're must have been quite a time for you the last few years.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
But now you're back on the straight and narrow.
Yep. Well, you see, y'all have to have one for me because I'm doing the sober thing.
Oh, I know,
Well,
brother.
yeah.
Leanna, is your mic? Is Leanna's mic working yet?
We will do. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is. It's not beer. It's cider. People say it's ladies' drink, but it's proper good cider. Copperberg. Yeah.
So Steve, hi, honey. Oh, yeah, I had a few conversations, no names mentioned, but I had a few conversations with guys that just weren't able to deal with today, so they wouldn't end up crying like a big pussy. No names mentioned, of course, right? Anyway, you know, I could tell you had a rough morning, and I know I have. Obviously, Kevin has, and so has Dan. So, you know, big boys can cry, you know.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
I didn't let it slow me down at all, man. I just fucking fell apart.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah. Dana was like a sister, not like a little sister, not like a big sister, but like a sister. So.
Yeah, I know, man.
She was just she didn't care about herself. She cared about everybody else. She was smart. She knew her shit. She listened. Oops, I said the word. Sorry.
She was a great sponge, dude. You know what I mean?
Sponge.
One of the things I bitch about so much over the years is that no one ever listens to anything I'm saying. Like someone was referencing something I wrote in 2010, going, "Oh, this is really interesting." I was like, "Well, fuck! I said that 5 years ago." She always listened, learned, and soaked it up and moved on. You know what I mean? She was the greatest networker I've seen in ages, man. She knew so many people, and she had so many sources to be able to find information, soak up information, and learn. Like, imagine the Rolodex that girl had. You know, who's she leaving that to in her will? That's what I want to know. Because she must have one fuck of a Rolodex. When she had a problem, she could get it solved. You know?
Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of the thing is you would get a call from Dana of, hey, I got this client's got this problem, or this person's trying to screw me over, blah 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 blah. What should I do? I said, I don't know, give me the domain name. You know, and it would do stuff. But then on the other hand, you know, when everybody's at work and I don't want to talk to anybody online because I know somebody can't get it and they won't keep their mouth shut, so I can talk to Dana and say, okay, so I wrote this big ass equation, and I'm pretty sure that it's not just me, and I can put it in Google and I can get a whole keyword thing, and I get 50% keyword scores about 3 hours later, and so I think I'm manipulating Google's keyword score. Can you test this for me? And she goes, hang on a second. Let me pull over and get my laptop on wireless.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, so it's you know, I kind of hopefully I try to live life to where I'm give good karma out to people, but you know, for what happened with the bike and that bullshit, you know, I don't.
Yeah. I've been dealing with that conversation a few times today.
You know, and so I think about it for SEOs today. Realize you have somebody at the right hand of God watching over you today. So if you need something, make some extra prayers, you might get it. You never know.
Yeah. It's been a rough 2 years, and I don't know.
So
didn't want to ever see this day. So.
Well, but you know, from what I understand, and I kind of stayed away from it, so I didn't do this shit all the time and cry out, 120% of the time. But you know, Alan stepped in where he needed to step up. A lot can be said for Alan, but that's, I may look like a wreck. I guarantee you, Alan's 10 times worse.
Yeah, dude, I've been talking to him all day.
So it's just one of those things of, we have to we should be better. Why? Because Dana would want us to be better. We should try and live up, if we take away anything from what her life meant to all of us, let's just try to be the people that she saw us as.
Yeah, let me see. Hold
on. Anyways, that's
Steve Allen's around.
That's what I say we should take away from Dana.
I think there's many things. Again, because she was so many different things to so many different people that each just like a blog post. I can write one and you could take it one way and someone else takes it another way. She's just it's just everyone's got different memories. And like I said, my fucking social channels have just been filled all day of different stories, and I don't do this shit well, man.
Well, she struck me as a very empathetic person, yeah. She, to me.
Indeed.
She could really, she could put herself in someone else's shoes, which is a admirable trait to have.
Well, like he was just saying, that's where the anger part got to me today. Was that someone that was that kinder than I could be or anything else, and this is not because it's a dead person. It's I would still say that about her when she was in 100% health. And I actually have. I found something I wrote back in 2010 about her, which was tough. But yeah, it just one of those. I don't know. She probably had bad days like the rest of us, but that was when she would shut up. You know what I mean? That she would only involve herself with people when she was in a positive mood to help, push something forward as opposed to pulling it down. And I'm, obviously I'm famous for ripping shit apart, so I'm not that person.
Yeah, me neither.
So her her dying instead of some asshole, always bothers you, but it is what it is.
How old was Dana?
I have no fucking clue. I'm guessing early to mid 40s.
Yeah.
Gavis was saying earlier something, but again, yeah, I tend not to notice any of your ages. I don't know how old any of you guys are. Not interested. I just know who you are. I don't care if you're 21 or if you're 41. If you're a smart person and the kind of person I enjoy in life, then yeah, that's okay. Well, I know that you're 49 there.
You knew
March
that,
20,
yeah.
28th was it? Did you say?
Yeah. I know. I look like
that. That one's
No, but sometimes I do look younger than I am, but you know that we're the same year. The horse, the fire horse,
yes,
yeah.
That's
the
right.
fire
Well,
horse
that's what my original blog where Dana used to hang out with me was Huoma, which is fire horse in Chinese.
That's it. Well, that was when I first found out about the dojo. That was one thing that first kind of struck to me was like, wow, this guy, he's really into his Chinese, horoscope and the fire horse trail, and I thought, wow, there's a synergy here, so.
Well, originally, the dojo was just like a little subdomain that was private, and there was Dana and James and Terry and maybe 10 of us or less, James? I don't know.
Small group. It grew quickly, but it was a small group of us.
And Dana was one of the people that was kind of like, well, why don't you make an actual business out of this? And why don't you do something with this?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. We had these Skype, because we used to do Fridays on Skype. We'd all get, drunk and fucking sit there and talk on Fridays in a private group on Skype,
Yeah.
Good, happy days. And, so Dana was part of that. Dana was part of the original core group that started the dojo, man. And that was always when I would have doubts about myself or effectiveness of doing this thing, and she'd always be that positive person. Again, always one of those people, and it never, it's literally back then you'd have Terry on one extreme, and have her on the other, right? So, and everyone in between, but. She was positive and Terry was Terry,
Oh, and then I would get a phone call and said, Terry said so-and-so in the dojo chat room. What do you think? Is it really this? I tried doing this and it didn't work, but then Terry said it would work, so am I not doing it right? I'm scared to ask him.
So, yeah, it was just a little close-knit group back in the day.
Yeah, very tight.
Back
but again, most of the, to this day, I still get clients and this and that. Like I can tell you right now, all of my work that I have on the plate at the moment are from dojo members. So again, by extension, she is to me one of the reasons I started this thing. So my entire career, the reason I'm able to feed my kids tonight is partially because of her, and that matters to me.
Yeah.
Well, I must say, back when I joined it, to me, it's the only SEO community I've been in, and the only one I will be in, because it's got that personal touch. Yeah, it's like everyone here. It's more about making friends to me and sharing, like, of course, sharing ideas.
We're also, like I was saying earlier, not a yes man group. You know what I mean? We will fight with each other and get. Yeah. Leanna posted, since she can't talk. Leanna posted earlier about. When Gabs had, her and Gabs had talked. Hold on, Leanne, I'm looking for it, honey. God, this is so irritating. Anyways, Leanna was basically saying Gabs had told her that, she was alone and as a freelancer, and she was alone and had no one to really run things by. Because you have no staff, that she only argued with herself about things, and she always won because, well, you're arguing with yourself. Then Gabs had told her, well, go to the dojo. They'll argue with you. And I was like, awesome. Yeah, well. So, yeah, this, I don't know. And it just hit me pretty hard today because look at my snake in the back, eh? I think someone's hungry.
Yeah, I've been noticing that.
Yeah, he's crawling up the walls back here, man. Hold on, let me lock this in. Yeah, somebody wants some dinner there. Sorry, dude, I'm out of that. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I like I said, the dojo was part of her creation. And, well, I tell you, Steve, greatest networker I know is in my time. Who else has ever networked like Dana did, man? Nobody.
Well, I don't know because I don't see her for that. I see her as.
Have you ever met someone who had anything negative to say about her? I haven't. It's like,
I would. She would never give anybody a reason. Yeah. I've only seen her get upset with one person once, and it was because they were being a jerk, and that was when I got up and threw them out of the room. So no. Right. There would never be any reason, and I mean that quite literally. Oh,
sorry. Leanna's just telling me that apparently it was Dana that told her to join the dojo because thank you, darling. Yeah, and I appreciate that. She was always a good promoter. Anyway, sorry, go on, Steve.
No, it was just and that's just it was at a conference and someone got too drunk and she said something and that meant okay, it's time to do something. If you've gone that far. Dana was just a kind soul, and she was just a shining light, and there was nothing. She never gave anybody a reason to say anything negative. She never got in any drama. I don't think any. I think maybe probably because I got to realize this goes back many, like at least a decade, from just online friends and then meeting at conferences and just Dana sat next to me. If we were at the same conference, she sat next to me. There was a table, or I saved a seat for her, or she saved a seat for me, or hey, you didn't know she saved a seat for me, but I was late, and she was in the front row. She goes, I saved a seat for you, or she goes, the minute, she was looking for you to come in, her hand would wave, hey, come on, and you'd sit there, and then you'd sit there and pass notes back and forth, and we were sitting there, learning stuff. And so, she would stimulate your brain. She would say, why is it like that? Not from a newbie point of view, but from why is that like that? Because if you think that, then wouldn't this here that Matt Cutts said, this here that Danny Sullivan said, and this here that Barry Schwartz figured out said that? Does that make sense? So maybe are you wrong? And that would be the way she would call you on your stuff, I would think. I don't know. She never called me on my stuff just because we were just, simpatico, because she would say, well, I don't think that's right, Steve. And she would just say that kind of from that perspective. So, she was always honest, and I think that's part of who she was, Best way to say it. Oh, crap. I've got a meeting. God bless everybody. See y'all next week.
Take care, Steve.
Yeah, to those watching that may not be in the know, and I'm not going to mention any names from the Q&A, but yeah, we're going to unfortunately have to skip this week's topic for a couple of weeks and get back to it because we just have to. Next Friday, let me do my bit. Next Friday will be Screaming Frog. Dan Sharp's coming in to talk to us about Screaming Frog and answer all your fucking questions. And then the week after, we'll get back to the topic at hand. Sorry, guys. There was a question in the Q&A, and I was like, that's as nice as I can be about
it.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll keep this open for a while, just in case anyone wants to drop in. I don't know, I've already said this a few times, but again, for me, James, especially, I kind of lost you. I mean, you were dead for 5 fucking years, James.
Might as well been. Yeah.
And that's why when you came back, I jumped all over you, and we were talking with the wife and hanging out and shit, because, you're back from the dead to me, and you don't get that opportunity too often,
No.
Days like today reminds you that, and, I love you even more, man. I know I've been drinking, but I love you, man. Anyways, no, but it brings value back to the people that are still here. So.
Yeah. I'm grateful to still be alive and kicking. There's a lot of people from the dojo that tried to reach out to me when I was struggling, and Dana was one of them. Very, very patient with me, and I was not easy to be patient with when I was drinking. So, glad to be here.
You were still fun, buddy.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, you boys are gonna have to cover for like 2 minutes because I gotta refresh my fucking drink. So, and there's still like 10, 12 people watching. So start talking about something, boys.
Go on, James. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, man.
We're the only guy here. It's just us two because it looks like Laura and
Laura's bugging out.
Liana are muted.
Yeah, Laura's bugging out. She's got to take care of some phone calls. Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen you, brother.
I said I'm still here, still alive and kicking.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And for me as well, the dojo is like a kind of it's a place for, well, it's for me. It always has been. It's a place just to hang out. It's a socializing as much as a networking place about SEO and web and stuff.
Well, there's the dojo
up here in the Highlands. It's a nice place to kind of hang out with one's fellow colleagues of cyberspace and just chill out with people.
Absolutely.
And as you know, I got to know Dave. I think it was through Twitter. I think it was a tweet I saw Dave send out. I thought, wow, what's this dojo? It sounds really cool, And as I say, Fire Horse Trail, and that, you remember back in the day, yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember those loudy, they were sometimes verging on leery Friday evenings with you on your couch. You remember?
Oh yeah. Yes, I do.
No fucking comment. There's been a few times I've wanted to reminisce with James, but I decided in the end I better not.
Well, thankfully I don't remember a lot of it.
But it it was all good then, and it's all good now. Yeah.
I like
And
it a
like
lot better
David
now. I like it a lot better now that I can remember.
said, and that's the dojo's. That's the dojo's great. The thing that sets it apart from other communities is it
Yeah.
does have this what's the right word? Camaraderie. Yeah, and it's a place where you can just talk
But
shop,
again,
and just
like
talk
I'll
about
leave,
life.
because I want to redirect this train back down the proper track. I'll still go back to Leanna's comments earlier that Dana always felt that sense that it wasn't a group of facetious people. There was a group of people that, like herself, were self-employed, and when you're self-employed as a freelancer, you can't turn to the next cubicle here and there and talk about the latest things that came out on Search Engine Land or some shit. You know what I mean? She was part of that because what we were building was a place where people like herself and people like us could go and still talk shop every day. I'm having this problem with a client, and one of the biggest things she ever took part on with me was two of them actually. She helped me organize the audit sessions. We did like 2 at the time and 2 a couple of years later, and how to develop audits. But she was also always big on the how to deal with clients kind of stuff. And I think some of us are better than that than others. I know I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's what you need to do. Here's my price. Don't like it, fuck off. So.
Well, and that's one of the things is, I mean, we get in the dojo in that private little environment, and we could blow off our steam there and vent and say this client's a effing muppet, and then Dana would reel us back in and be like, what's really going on, and help us to see things for what they really were, and that was a great stabilizing force. She was always a good force.
Exactly. Yeah, my passions get the best of me. I was thinking to myself live here earlier that I really got to get a hold of Deborah Mustaller because she's also been like that for me. Her and Dana were very much alike in that sense, that someone that when I'm freaking out and I'm going to lose it, that, okay, who can I talk to before I respond to this client? It would be Dana or it would be Deborah. I'd be like, okay, I need someone to calm me to fuck down. Who can do that? And yeah, Dana was always one of those people who would talk you down from the ledge.
Right.
Yes, right. Very down to earth. Struck me as very down to earth, level-headed lady. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if she's ever had a bad day, but if she did, she didn't let us know about it. You know what I mean? One of those kind of people. And me, I'm kind of like Terry, that I'll just go off when I'm having a bad day, as opposed to being calm and relaxed. And she was always just one of those people you would actually want to talk to when you're having a bad day, personal or professional.
Oh yeah.
Because you know that they're going to help talk you down from the ledge. So.
She was a good counselor. She had very good.
Definitely would have made one. Yeah. She definitely would have made a great counselor. That's for sure, man.
And in fact, someone who make a good counselor equally make a very good person. Consultant from any business, just dealing with people, clients. Just it's a very very powerful skill to have when dealing with people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why she was so successful in social, is she was so personable and easy to talk to. And I mean, like I said, unfortunately it's been years since I got a chance to talk to her, but I remember talking with her on multiple occasions. You could just share with her in a way that you would find impossible with other people, because she was so open and full of life. It's just, she welcomed you. She never knew a stranger. I mean, I got joined into the dojo real early on, right in the beginning, and it was like I'd known her for years. She was that easy to get along with, that easy to talk to. Just amazing woman, amazing. There's not a bad word I can think of to say about her. Not one. And that's rare to find. That's so rare to find.
And that's her legacy, isn't it?
Absolutely. Probably one of the most beloved people in our industry, I'd say, if not the most.
And again, I went through so many emotions today, from sadness to fucking frustration to anger. And I was reading things with a grain of salt, and I'd say 90% of the postings today were people that didn't really know her. You know what I mean? Which is a cool thing. So does that be loved, or is that just respected? I'm not sure.
Maybe a little of both.
I think definitely respect's in there a lot because so many people were writing, like, not just a one-line crap, happy birthday. There were actual substantial posts from people that didn't necessarily know her, just, ran into her here and there. And there's no way I'm getting that when I go.
Well, a lot of people, a lot of people might not realize how many people she knew and all the different things that she was involved with. That woman was in everything. She was everywhere, and so many people knew her. It's mind-boggling. It really is. I have trouble keeping track of 30 or 40 people. She's got hundreds, that knew her. So, but I considered it a blessing and in my life to have gotten to know her through the dojo. And a lot of people might not have known about how involved she was there, but she was critical, absolutely critical.
Like I said, before I write any kind of blog post or anything on the blog, and I'm gonna have to go back through. Like I said, I already been through some of the podcasts, and now I got to go back through the chat transcripts, and it's gonna be a fucking rough weekend, man.
In a way, I'm kind of glad, but kind of sad that because I've got new equipment and all this stuff and been gone so long, a lot of that's gone. I can't go back through it, but part of me wishes I could.
No, go right ahead, man. They're in the forum.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, literally, that's where we kept all the transcripts. So I'm gonna go back through there and some of the sessions that she led, and pick out some nuggets.
Yeah.
You know me, man. I've never wanted to try and post news. This is why I got rid of Search News Central, because I'm obviously not a reporter. I don't like to jump on a story. I'd like to sit and digest it and think about it and
pick it apart.
Yeah, anything I'm gonna write, it's gonna take me some time. It's gonna
absolutely.
Today, it's way too fucking fresh, man. It's just
Yeah. Yeah, it's I struggled. I've been struggling with words too. Just trying to remember the positive though, and cherish that. There's a lot. I mean, there's so much positive there, and I just admired her passions, and you could, I don't know, I don't even know how to put it into words. This is where my toes start getting tangled up with my tongue.
Yeah, thank you for trying, man. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like I said, she was just a big part of everything. It's, I'm feeding my kids. Right?
Yeah.
She's part of what gives me the ability to feed my kids every day right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, she encouraged me to get into search. I was in it, but there's been many times where I've been like, screw this shit. I'm not, I'm giving up, and she she wouldn't let you give up. She wouldn't let you give up on yourself. And I remember, many times I'd talk to her about server stuff and that, because that's what my actual profession was before I got into searches. I was in systems administration, and I'd be talking to her about stuff, and she would just sit there and spend whatever time needed to teach me. And then I would share about stuff I was working on, and without even being asked, she would go out and just push it hard. I mean hard. And it's like, wow, I didn't even ask for this.
She hung. I guess her and Terry are two of the people that taught me use your Rolodex. Like I was always.
Yeah.
Like any self-employed person, you have to be confident. But the problem is you have to avoid arrogance or whatever, right? So
yeah,
her and Terry always taught me that you use the Rolodex, meaning admit when you don't know something. When you don't know something, the whole point your client's hiring you is because if you don't, you know someone who does.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like we were facing something last night, and I said to Tanya, I said, well, if you run into a problem, get a hold of James. I was like, because I know you could have. It was JavaScript stuff, right? And I know you could have figured it out, and they probably will still. I'm still, I'll get back
That's
to
cool.
that. But no, it's that point that Dana was also the one that taught me the power of the Rolodex. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No one person knows everything. So that's
all students of life.
Absolutely. And I'm grateful for that today. There was a point in time I got the big head and thought that I knew more than I did, and life had a way of saying, "Nah, Bob, you don't know that much." So I'm glad I can admit today that I don't know everything, but I do. If I don't know it, I know somebody does. Definitely. You know,
and I'm sure. Yeah, and another thing as well, of course, is Dana. Obviously, she's obviously a lady who lived life to the full.
Oh,
so
yeah.
although she's
No,
died young,
but again,
she's lived life to the full.
I think it's beyond that, dude. I think it's that not only does she live life to the fullest, but if she's having a bad day, I've gone over this a few times, she wouldn't show it because there's no way anybody could be that happy and positive all the time. She was just smart enough that when she's having one of those days, not to interact or talk to you or whatever. You know, I mean, like, I'll get back to you tomorrow, taking the kids to soccer or something. You know, she just would never express a negative sort of personality. You know, and that's smart. You know, that
Very
is,
smart.
Yeah, it is. You know, that's something I have yet to learn.
Me either. Unfortunately, if I'm mad, the whole damn world knows. Literally. I tend to broadcast my frustration a little bit too much.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Facebook post.
Hey, I gotta be me. You know.
Oh yeah. I wish more people would drop in and tell us their stories.
I would too.
I've been watching the viewer counts go up and down here and up and down, and lots of people seem to be interested in listening to it, but no one wants to talk. That's sad, but I understand.
It is.
You didn't either this morning, James, so thank you for helping me out.
Hey, man, you know, I cared about Dana so much, you know, and when I came back, I mean, that was one of the first things. I don't see Dana. Where is she? And you had to explain all that to me, and it was just like, oh man, wow. And it was kind of a, you know,
I think it's good for you though, because at that point you were thinking, you know, it keeps you away from the old poor me shit. You know
yeah.
what I mean, you know that you think you got it bad. Well, look over there. You know,
yeah, exactly.
I live in a small town in a house, and there's not like a house on either side of me for like a couple hundred yards or whatever. But my kids avoid, and so it's not the city, meaning you don't hear cars, you don't hear streetcars, you don't hear buses, you don't hear sirens all the time. It's very quiet, right?
Yeah.
So around where I live, when a fire truck goes by from the local volunteer fire department, the first thing I've always taught my kid is that someone's having a worse day than you. Okay? Every time they roll by, man, it's like, because there's a highway north of here, so someone's got in an accident or someone's house is burning down or whatever. Someone's having a worse day than you. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, again, this is one of those days where your own problems should be shrinking into the background somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. I can't even think of a single problem of my own I've thought about today. It's been more my heart has been going out to the people that were closest to her.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine. I mean,
if it's hurting us, it's hurting them 10 times.
Oh
my. Times worse.
Well, I mean, I haven't talked to the woman in 5 years, and she made such a lasting impression on me from 5 years ago, and for the couple of years that we interacted, that, you know, I feel pain. And so I can't imagine people, you know, like her husband and her family and the people that she physically.
Well, Alan Blaywise has been, like, he stayed there for a while to help the husband take care of her because the husband had to keep working to make money, and so someone had to do something. So yeah. Alan spent considerable time down there.
Yeah, I mean.
So all the love to him, and he's having the worst week of any of us outside of her husband.
Oh, yeah.
And close family, so.
Yeah, it blows my mind. My heart goes out to them. My prayers go out to them. I just can't even begin to imagine or put it into words. It's just mind-boggling, you know. But that's, yeah, I mean, you just, I can't say I've wanted to escape seeing it because, honestly, it does my heart good. She's such a positive role model to us all.
Which really, you know, since it's a goddamn fucking SEO chat, you know, isn't there something to be said there that in the sense that leave something behind. Don't just do your job for the sake of fucking doing it. You know what I mean? If you love the industry and what you do for a living, get involved, get out there, speak your voice, talk to people, learn, and show respect.
And give. The biggest takeaway I take from her life is give of yourself freely, because you can never outgive the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. She gave of herself freely, and look at how much she got back.
I know, man. And when I die, believe me, there won't be this outpouring.
Ditto. I mean, you know. she's one in a, not one in a million, not one in a billion, but you know, one in a lifetime. I don't think I've ever met anyone like her or ever will again. And
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna go and. I don't know. I need to get to Google.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Seriously, dude. Like, oh, really? I know. Yeah. I don't know how emotional you're feeling today, but going back and reading her blog was something I was doing earlier.
yeah,
Well,
David just saw something.
well, just knowing her, you know, reading her stuff, I can hear her voice. But even for anyone that isn't, you know, not familiar with her,
yeah.
I'm going to stick on the event page here, folks, her blog, and please do go and read it.
Absolutely. Well, she wrote some great material too. Excellent material.
Oh, she's part of an awesome group. All right, there we go. Hello, Don Smith. Sorry I didn't see you. Anyway, so yeah, I just put a link to her blog. Go read some. I'm not gonna do that right. Oh, it's so tempting, but I can't.
Yeah. We would end up falling dead silent, getting lost in that rabbit hole. That's something that I do plan on doing this evening, though, is going back through some of her posts and just, I don't know, just kind of cherishing the memories. I remember when she would work on posts and talk to us about it.
You know, look at guys like Dan Thies showed up here today with fucking red eyes, you know, and I didn't feel so alone when I saw that. And,
Yeah.
and Dan is one of my fucking heroes, you know. So Kevin showed up. It just, my Facebook fucking has been full of it all day. It's just been fucking nonstop.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane, dude. Like, I know, you know, we loved her, and you know, she was one of our little gems in the dojo, but I had no fucking idea how. And I knew her, but you know, but just I had no idea. And they're not the usual obligatory fucking, you know, oh, so sad, this and that. It was like there was people telling stories and shit, man. There was a lot of fans out there today, man.
Absolutely. I really, really am kind of bummed I never got to be physically in the same room with her, but I mean, we video chatted so many times.
Yeah, well, again, as long as you can see the eyes, James.
Yeah.
Don't need to meet. I've never met you in person, and I love you, so.
Oh yeah, you're like a brother to me, man.
Yeah,
you know that. Absolutely. You know.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, for anyone who's obviously probably new to watching us right now, we haven't been around for 2 fucking hours. I think we're going to be going through this a lot over the coming years. James, eventually you'll be the old guy of SEO, and none of us will be left.
Wow, don't tell me that, man. You know, I'm trying to cling to you guys, have you hang around.
But you got to remember, this industry is basically about 19 years old. You know what I mean? SEO itself.
Yeah.
You know, we have only found the golden age of us in the last 5, 6 years since you were gone. You know, when I met you, you know, me and fucking lots of the boys, Dan and that, were the guys to follow back then. Now there's new young people that have taken that mantle, and we've backed off because we're tired of writing, we're tired of doing all this shit, so we don't do it anymore.
Well, hell, half the time we're busy doing client work.
Well, that's it, too, because of what we did back in those days, we have very good clients now, so we don't have to write or we don't have to do this shit because we're making good money. But, you know, over the next 10 years, dude, we're going to lose a lot of people, I bet you.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got started peripherally in the SEO industry kind of late compared to many of the people in our group. I didn't start.
Oh shit, dude! I'm 98, and they still call me second gen. So,
I got started around 2002, 2003. You and I met not too much longer after that.
04, 05, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like 04 or 05. I got into it because I was project manager at Zoops, and that content management system had horrible SEO. So I was a theme designer, and I wanted to learn ways of improving the SEO of that platform. And then the whole Impress CMS thing happened, and I just kind of ended up getting away from it all and going to WordPress. And from there, everybody knows from there. So. You know, that's around the time I started hanging with you in the dojo. Matter of fact, we met through I think it was that Rubber Chicken Award or Spin. I'm not sure which.
Spin.
But Spin, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it
that's
was through Spin. That's been a minute.
So now you're all awash with plugins, James.
Oh man, I've been having fun with plugins. I'm actually having a lot of fun with plugins in the Genesis framework. I really like that Genesis framework. That's a sweet tool. If you learn it, it's a sweet tool.
Which tool again?
Huh?
What did you say?
I said I've been having a lot of fun with the Genesis theme framework. Real time saver. So hat tip to whoever made the Genesis framework. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I use that a lot. But yeah, doing work on plugins and trying to get my SEO blog back up and running and stuff and all that stuff. So I've been busy with that.
Right.
Doing client work.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, back in the day, you were the man at Zoops.
Yeah, Zoops and Impress CMS. Yep. But
All
kind of
right.
got away from that.
So before we kill this fucking on-air part of this, ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to get Alan in here. Because if I get anything on video today, it's going to be him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'd like to.
No, he's fucking a mess. He's a fucking mess.
What shit? Can't imagine why. I mean,
no shit.
You know on the screen, does it appear that does it look all pink at the background?
Yes, you always do. You always do.
I don't know why it's like that.
Okay.
Oh dear. Yeah. It's like I'm in the shadows, yeah?
Right.
Looking.
A little blurry.
I don't know why it's like that. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Anyways, I'm trying to con fucking Alan in, and he's hurting, and he's a fucking mess, but I'm trying to get him in just so I get one thing on video, love, because I will make something out of this. Thank you very much.
There he is. Welcome, Alan. Welcome.
Steve's been in here with red eyes. Fucking Kevin Dury's been in here with red eyes. Dan Thies was in here with red eyes, and I spent most of my morning crying too, brothers. So it's all right. Fucking, you're not fucking alone there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
All right, and you know I love you, man, and I'm sorry that you've had to go through this for a lot longer than the rest of us. Obviously this week sucked fucking shit for you, and I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, she was a big part of our lives in the dojo and everything else. Like, okay, you weren't here earlier, man, so I'm gonna give it to you here. You know, she helped push me into starting the dojo 6 years ago, and she was real big in getting me to this point because I didn't have a lot of self-confidence at the time. And all my clients and everything that I have, my home, the food in my cupboard for my kids tonight, in large part is because of her helping and pushing me and being that positive driving force, dude, okay? So, believe me, having a bad fucking day. So yeah, it wasn't easy to do this today, but my wife kept kicking my ass all morning. I was trying to cancel it and whatever. And she kind of pushed me to do this just to make sure we record it, so get something on fucking paper, right? So yeah, feel free to go back and watch the rest of it later. Dan and Steve and Kevin, everyone were relating stories and things of that nature. So once we're done here, feel free to go and watch it. I know how important you are in your life, so I just wanted to at least have you on as brief as it can be and just say whatever you feel, man.
I want to be selfish about all of this. I want to be really selfish about all of this because she meant that much to me. Except I got a problem with that because she meant that much to everyone. And I don't have a monopoly on Dana's heart or her.
No one ever did because she gave it to everyone.
Right. Or any of that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to show up to the best of my ability for the next several hours, days, weeks, months. I don't even know. Right? And continue to keep coming back to the gratitude.
Yeah.
It's the gratitude that I need to keep coming back to, because that's the only way I'm going to get through this. And it's the only appropriate thing to come back to, because that's what Dana wants.
Yeah.
And that's what's more important than my ego or anything.
You know, that's what my wife told me this morning. I was ready to cancel the hangout today and everything else, and you know, and she said to me, Dana wouldn't want you to do that. She wouldn't want you to change your life and stop your life for that. You know, that she wouldn't. That would be the wrong thing to do. So, you know, I decided, okay, fine, we're gonna have it, but the topic's gone. You know, this is the only topic today. But, yeah, it wasn't easy, man. I know it's not. I know it's been less easy for you because a lot of people come to you, and yeah, it's been a very difficult day. But I decided to at least try and press on.